Hello friends, so I think we are ready to continue spring. I did have to take a break yesterday from streaming. My family had all gotten the flu over the week, so I had to take care of them yesterday early morning when I'm usually the only one awake. So this is our last week in spring. So we should have Herbsburg where we're rebuilding it before we even hit summer. So we got a negative response from the goddess. It's kind of random. You can't really control one way or the other. It just means that we had a weed or a rock or something respawn. Yep, there's our weed right there. Alright, so we've got 3 more open spots here. Lilycala is stuck at the 3 stars. So we are going to need to pack up and move. I'm leaning towards going to Lectonbury just to finish off the cultural levels there, getting Doc to where he can pretty much process any of the gems, at least until we open up more options. I don't think baby carrots hybridize in summer, but I wanted to double check. Looks like broccoli does, so maybe we'll do 3 broccoli. Well, before we do that, do we have any rice? We'd need to make more rice. Nope, it doesn't look like we've got rice. We should go gathering rice today. In fact, maybe we should leave the spots open for rice. We're gonna need that in Herbsburg to open up their festival. We've got the special on the 25th at Lectonbury restaurant. That's when we will go and buy all of the recipes. We're gonna want to buy them all anyway, just to finish off our encyclopedia. So if we're spending the money, we might as well spend it when it's the deepest discount that we can get. Most stores, even when they have their sale day, it's not going to be that good of a sale. Looks like tulip should be growing up any time now. I know it took us a few days between getting daisy and tulip. Now, before I forget, I just want to double check what... Okay, so Judy needs gold. I am going to track this, just so I know where she is, let's go ahead and open up our fishing festival. The Fish Face-Off is one of the competition festivals, and it's based on the number of fish rather than the size. So we don't necessarily need to get the titanium cut right away. But we definitely don't need the stone. We're gonna need 3 spots in here carrying the materials just for the Fish Face-Off. We can put them right away. Put them back right away once we turn it in so that we've got room in our pockets for processing. If we don't have at least 1 spot available in our pockets, then the workshops will not. Process anything. We probably should get a lamb, a sheep. So it shows that she is inside the house, and yet we can't go inside. So that's been a bug that I noticed in this game for this particular person. If she doesn't come out and stand on the dock, we can't pass this in. And that's going to be something that's going to be annoying, but there isn't a whole lot we could do about that. We may need to go and do a lumber run today because we're gonna need more lumber, especially if we're planning on upgrading our house. Also, to do all of the upgrades for all of our tools as we're opening up all of these workshops and increasing the culture levels to the point that we can actually upgrade our tools. Oh good, that's gonna be good money. It's gonna require a lot of lumber. Now, I like lumber in Lectonbury because it's bright and fun, but there is actually more trees in Herbsburg in a more condensed area, so it can be a bit faster and easier to collect. Plus, we haven't really checked around the Herbsburg area and gathered up the seeds. So what we might do is one day in the mines, one day exploring, one day doing lumber. After we're done with our daily chores. We'll put our green peppers away, and then I think it's time to start gathering up some more rice. We're going to need to grow more rice than wheat. So every other day we're going to have to just run through and grab. There's a rice packet right next to this warp. But I think we might have picked it up yesterday, so we may not have it respawn. Oh, there he is. Nope, so today is the other day, which means this one over here is available too. I'm probably going to skip all the apples, because they're not grown back with enough of them that it's going to be worthwhile. There's only one apple per tree. We'll pick up the mushrooms though. This is another fishing pond that's worthwhile in the very beginning. It just seems to be so far out there, and when you don't have a fast running horse, it makes it a little more difficult to get out there to fish in that area. With having Lectonbury's stars unlocked, we can get them all the way up to level 5 because we've already progressed enough in... Well, we only have the 2 seeds. I think we'll put them here in Lectonbury because they aren't going to hybridize anywhere, and I know we've got stuff that can hybridize in summer. Looks like we should be upgrading our watering can as well. It'll make watering in this area easier. We'll grab some turnip seeds while we're here. I wonder if we're going to have enough gold to upgrade our watering can as well as get Judy farther on in her requests. In fact, we should probably run back to Lily Kala, plant those last 3, and talk to Brandon, see if he's ready to request his baguettes and fried eggs and stuff. Let's also check and see if she's decided to come out of her house. Nope, she's still there. which means we can't reach her. Alright, I'm just gonna check really quick and see if there's any rice seeds that we'd be able to reach. That's not a bad idea, because we need to get that goddess statue anyway, and it looks like it's nearby, but it's probably up in a mountain. We probably should put together a pet bowl and maybe get a dog to help us. Once we do that, a lot of the dogs have abilities to help you treasure hunt. Alright, let's go plant this one last rice seed. And then we will go talk to Brandon, plant some broccoli in summer. We do need to give Judy her gold anyway. Let's double check and see if we have enough gold. We do. Let's get some square lumber and upgrade. Oh, I probably should have talked to Mathis just for the reputation bump. So now that we've got the expert watering can, we can water 3 squares at a time if they're in a row. We're going to need a lot more titanium and platinum to do the next upgrade. But the house upgrade, this is something that we can actually do. It's 100,000, but we've already got 66,000. And once we start chopping trees as a part of our rotation of chores that we do, we'll be able to produce enough wood to get our house upgraded. So this means Nemo is out exploring. If we find him, he'll have new recipes, he'll have... oh, I already put that away, so these ones we just need to ship. Alright. So we're not desperate for wood, but we're starting to get there, and we'll continue to get whittle away at this if we don't start increasing our supply more. So let's plant, we'll talk to Brandon, and then we'll go chop some trees in Herbsburg and meet some new wisps. See if we can get some new seeds. Do we already have his request? We might have to wait until Lily Kala also locks out. I think we have enough tomatoes to pass that in and get 3 more baguettes, which is nice because then we don't have to waste any of our wheat making baguettes for Brandon. So Lily Kala is just barely locked out, so he may not request the help to travel until tomorrow, but we're getting close there. Let's go ahead and we will go in here. We're gonna chop some wood and we're gonna get one particular mushroom that we're gonna need. The mushroom we're looking for is gonna be right between these 2 boulders right there. So let's go ahead and we'll just chop trees and travel through, gathering whatever seeds we find. And you'll be surprised at how quickly we can get a stack of lumber. It'll be much easier to do this and much faster once we can start building up our axe. But we'll have to wait until we get to Zimmergrad for that. The hammer and the pickaxe we can upgrade out of Herbsburg once we've got it rebuilt enough. So it's the final area of Zimmergrad that will let us upgrade our axe and our scythe. So broccolini actually is one of the now we're also going to want to, we need a few of those, so we're going to add that to our search list. That way we know when this one respawns. A lot of these we can't access without dropping the wall, because this we can't get up into the mountainous area easily. We can coming around here if that wall was taken down. We could come in going this way if this wall was taken down. But to get there is so ridiculous that it... And this one is up in a wall, up in a mountainous area too, but it's at least one we can do without having to drop the wall. And then there's one over here. Now, we don't need them this very moment, and it should respawn before we need the next one. So that'll help us get ahead of the request a little bit. This will be one thing that can just add days waiting, trying to figure out how to get enough of these mushrooms and waiting for respawn. So we can go ahead and drink some stuff just to increase our energy. We should probably find another item that we can cook or take with us some raw ingredients. Oh, here's some bunnies. We'll pet the bunnies just so that we can have them on our encyclopedia. So there's several different types of bunnies in here. The hare, there's some lop-eared bunnies. We should probably, whenever we see a petable animal, at least pet one so that we can add them to our encyclopedia. Probably didn't help that it's raining in this area, so we're going to have a larger strain on our stamina than usual. I just want to get one full stack before we leave. Oh, we're getting stuck here. Well, there should be some trees up here, but I think they're fruit trees. Here's one of the porcinis. I think we have enough now that we can pass those in to Brandon. Alright, so that should give us a whole stack. Yeah, it looks like she's just going to spend all day in the house that we can't enter. Alright, let's... We have one fodder corn, but let's plant our... Nope. Fodder corn. So we can keep feeding our animals, and then 2 broccolis. Alright, let's go ahead and put some of our stuff away. And we did use some of our square lumber, so we should probably make more. Yep, we now have enough porcini mushrooms. And it looks like we have enough fodder for the next time she asks about it. And we have enough silver that once we finish making our... This isn't worth it because, well, technically it is worth it, because each of these individual... No, it's still not worth it, because each one of these raw ingredients gives you half a heart anyway. Since there's 2 tomatoes, it's basically a wash. The whole idea behind cooking is that you take a half a ingredient item and increase the number of hearts you get out of it. So this one is not a bad one to make if we've got spare lettuce, spare spinach, spare tomato, and you can change these ingredients. They're substitutable for things that are considered in the same family. So it does look like we can make 5 green salad, which is better than nothing, since we're running low on food. It also means that Neil doesn't get his tomatoes quite so soon, but we have several that should be growing tomatoes soon to replace them. So I'm just going to go ahead and chop in here. We'll get some more lumber this way, and there's no rain. It still uses a good chunk of our energy, but it's not going to be nearly as bad. We're going to have to start putting together and leaving more board lumber and square lumber, because I believe we're going to want to start keeping on hand about 20 of each. See, and we're already almost at a whole nother stack. Or at least replacing our stack that we were making the square lumber out of. I think after we chop down one more tree, we'll just let our energy go down low. We're gonna move our... Yeah, see, she's still in the house, so I don't think she's ever coming out of the house that we can't enter. Alright. So it's gonna be a little bit of a shorter day just because we were so low on energy, but we need that lumber, and we will move back here to Lectonbury. And this is going to automatically put us to bed for the next day. We want to make sure that when we're shipping, it's increasing reputation somewhere until we get the reputation completely increased for the area. So I'm going to just save it real quick. This is technically the next morning, but we want to make sure that we've got the save in case something happens so that we can go back to this morning without having to play the 2 days together. So I think tomorrow we will focus on exploration and maybe getting some more of the gold wisp so that we can increase both our bag size and our stamina tomorrow. I think we'll start in the Providence area. There's a bunch of regular bridges that if we have the spare lumber for, we could start building them, but I think we're gonna avoid that until after we at least have all of the cities rebuilt and all of the festivals redone. And then I think we should also make our first pet bowl we can only have one pet in this size of a house, so we can choose 2 more once we've upgraded. But in the meantime, we'll get the 1 pet, and we'll have to choose on one of the dogs that gives us a treasure boost. And that's when we'll start looking for treasure. So for tonight though, I think we did pretty good in gathering lumber and making sure that we replanted both of our farming plots. If you have any opinions on what dog we should adopt as our first pet, feel free to post them below. Like this day if you got anything out of it and if you enjoyed the walkthrough, and have a great day.